Minnesota's opening weekend for walleye fishing begins at 12:01 a.m. Saturday. Weather conditions have not been ideal for this spring, and it could be a slow start to the season. That's one of the topics Terry Tuma and I covered in advance of this year's opener.
A lot of boats have not come out of storage yet. In fact, we picked up our boats, and they said only a handful of boats have been picked up from winter storage, and this is a little bit ago, and it's all weather dominated. There's no question about that. I talked to several anglers, and some of them are not going out this year. One is just because of the traffic issues, the construction, and then of course the weather conditions.
It's been a very cool spring so far, and the harsh winter. What does that mean to, as far as where walleyes are going to be this time of year, especially this year?
Well, it's really going to be a big factor with water temperatures, John. These fish are going to be, generally speaking, they're going to be in the post-spawn period, and post-spawn is really described as a resting period for the walleye, both the females and the males. And if it's at the beginning of the post-spawn period, it's going to be a resting period. As those days progress, then they'll start to put the feeding bag on, so it's going to be really related to water temperatures and weather conditions.
This year, what baits are going to work best? Which lures?
Generally speaking, I've had a lot of those questions. Jig and a minnow, of course, is always productive. Light bait rigs is also very, very successful, and we should never ever be afraid of trolling crankbaits, John. But when we're talking about baits and so forth, you know, we get so hung up on, shall we call it, the general bait, a fathead minnow. And yes, that can be productive, but in certain parts of the state, it's going to be definitely shiners. There's no question about that. We should not be afraid of using leeches. We had some great success with leeches on opening weekend.
It's a cool weekend, but there's still fish to be caught, right?
Oh, no question about it. Yes, we can, possibly anticipate a real tough bite in some parts of the state, and I think some parts of the state we're going to have a fantastic bite. But you can still catch these fish. We should always remember the walleyes are not doing the same thing on every body of water, and they're not doing everything on the same body of water. So one spot can be hot, spot can be dead. So here again, it's going to be a little bit of versatility and patience and paying attention to what we're doing.
And Terry will be back with his open water tips for the summer in 2 weeks.